Hello, this is Chitran Saxena from Just Tutors. Today in this video we are going to learn about nutrition in animals. As if you remember, in the last video we have learned nutrition in plants. So today we'll start with how does animals take their nutrition. So let's move a start and let's have a look on the objectives of today's video. So the only objective of this video is digestion in humans, that how do animals get their nutrition and how do they digest it. So before moving on to this, we'll try some warm-up questions as we always do in our videos. So there are some warm-up questions pre-assessment. You could try these questions, and you're well aware that we have to pause this video to try these questions. So you can pause this video and try these questions. After that, you may check your answers on the next slide. Here are your answers for all those pre-assessment questions. If your answers are correct or near to correct, so that's good. It means you have learned a lot in the last video and made a good progress and are ready to learn about this video. So let's move ahead and start with this video today. This is introduction. So we already know that plants prepare their own food by photosynthesis, though animals cannot make their own food. And in this animal, we include humans as well. Animals get their food from plants either directly by eating plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. So basically we can say that all in all the animals are dependent on plants to get their food. Some animals eat both plants and other animals as well. So, food is need of all organisms, including humans, for growth, repair, and functioning of the body. Animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food, and its utilization in the body. Now, in further slides, we'll learn what is it. The next is very first is digestion. So we know that food consists of many components such as fat, protein, starch, carbohydrate, water, etc. The component of food such as carbohydrates are complex substances. The complex substances cannot utilize as such they are, so they need to be broken down into simpler substances. So we can simply say, in simple words, the breakdown of those complex components of food into simpler substances is called digestion. Now how does this process works? Different ways of taking food. So there are different mode of taking food into the body for different organisms. For example, bees sucks the nectar of plants, snakes like python swallow the animals they are prey on. Now, let's start with the process. The human digestive system is a complex series of organs and glands that processes food. In order to use the food we eat, our body has to break the food down into smaller molecules that it can process. It also has to excrete the waste. The digestive system is essentially a long twisting tube that runs from the mouth to the anus, plus a few other organs that produce or store digestive chemicals. So this process starts initially from the mouth. Food is partly broken down by the process of chewing and by the chemical action of salivary enzymes. These enzymes are produced by salivary glands and break down starches into simple molecules, or we can say smaller molecules. So the digestive process begins from the mouth. We have to remember this. In the next movement, on the way to the stomach, the esophagus. The esophagus is a long tube that runs from the mouth to the stomach. It uses rhythmic wave-like muscle movement that called peristalsis to force food from the throat into the stomach. This muscle movement gives us the ability to eat or drink even when we are upside down. Now, what happens in the stomach? Food in the stomach that is partially digested and mixed with stomach acids called chyme. The stomach is a large sac-like organ that churns the food and bathes it in a very strong acid that is called gastric acid. As you can see here, the gastric acid is written, and these all are the organs which includes the stomach. Then, what happens in the small intestine? After the stomach, the food enters the jejunum and then the ileum, the final part of the small intestine. In the small intestine, bile produced in the liver and stored in the gallbladder, pancreatic enzymes and other digestive enzymes produced by the inner wall of the small intestine help in the breakdown of food. After being in the stomach, food enters in the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. Then the large intestine. What happens there? Many microbes like bacteria like bacteroids, lactobacillus, Eidophilis, Escherichia coli, and Klebsiella in the large intestine help in the digestion process. The first part of the large intestine is called the cecum. The appendix is connected to the cecum. Food then travels upward in the ascending column. The food travels across the abdomen in the transverse column, goes back down and other side of the body in the descending column, and then through the sigmoid column. After passing through the small intestine, food passes into the large intestine. Then the next is the end of the process. When the all processes take place, solid waste is then stored in the rectum until it is excreted via the anus. This is the process we do when we go to washroom to fresh ourselves. This is that is the process of excretion of the all waste materials that is left out after the process of digestion. Now, this is a practice time. We have to use all the facts what we have learned in this video. For trying these questions, you can again pause the video, and after that you can check your answers on the next slide. Here are your answers. If your answers are correct, then well done, you have made really good progress by looking into this video. So that's all for this video. For more videos, you could log on to justtutors.com. Thank you.